In this episode, we are going to walk through the steps of removing a fog lamp as well as the housing that goes around it for a Generation 3 2002 to 2005 Ford Explorers Mercury Mountaineers. If you haven't already seen from the previous videos, I recommend watching them. I had to kind of take all this stuff apart because I had to replace a fender. But if you don't need to do that, then we'll talk through the steps of moving the fog lamp as well as the housing without having to remove a bumper or anything else. You just need a 7mm socket wrench to go around to remove the fog lamp. And if you do need to remove the housing, I recommend a ratcheting wrench like this. And if you have something like that, you should be able to get into this really tight space here without having any issues like I had, because I didn't have one of those with me when I removed one of these fog lamp housings without removing the bumper. But with one of these type of ratcheting wrenches, you should be able to get this off in no time. And again, if you haven't already seen the previous videos, I recommend go watching them. So the next step is to disconnect the fog lamp's electrical connectors. And if you were just wanting to change your fog lamp, it would be here. You can either twist this off, leave it connected, change out the light bulb, or if you wanted to change this whole thing, let's say the front of it is all yellow faded and you don't want to go through the whole sanding process and clear coating it, and you just want to buy a new fog lamp, it's these 7mm screws that are right here, one at the top and one over here. So they got like a little triangle going on, and then the actual grill, this plastic piece, is attached with these 10mm shaped nuts made out of like sheet metal. Kind of reminds me of like the little safety washers on electrical outlets, just to attach outlets to the wall and stuff like that. But this one back here is so hard to get to. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect this, and then we'll do the other side as well. That's just as simple as pushing on this little tab right here and pulling down. I've never really had any issues with this one. I guess it's far enough away, it doesn't get overheated or brittle like that turn signal one does. But so we're good over here. We will do the same thing on the passenger side. Again, you just pushed on this little black tab connected to the brown connector, and it just pulls right off. Here is the bumper removed, sitting next to the bumper I got from the junkyard. Mine definitely looks like in a lot better condition. And again, I am actually just going to take out this broken fog light grill and replace it with the one I got from the junkyard. All right, now that we have a better look at the back side of this, you can see you'll need to remove 3 7mm bolts to take off the fog lamp assembly. And then there will be 3 of these sheet metal 10mm shaped nuts on here. And you can see they're actually attaching a bunch of stuff to the bumper. It prevents you from kind of over tightening this and cracking the plastic by putting on these really thin sheet metal nuts. We'll go ahead and remove those, 7mm and 10mm. All right, and so I'm using the one, this little extension that kind of lets it swivel a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, because this one right here is kind of hard to get into. that's a good one removed, no cracks. I'm having issues with this nut here because this part broke off, so it's actually spinning. So I'll be able to remove the grill, but I need to grab some pliers or something to hold on to this while I try to remove that nut. That one's broken too. Piece that was broken off there. And then I wanted to give you a close-up look of this. You can see it's like hollow, it's like stamped sheet metal in the shape of a 10mm nut, and that prevents you from maybe over tightening this plastic and breaking off the tabs or those tabs, or anything like that. It's just this real thin piece of metal shaped like a nut. All right, so now I'm just going to reattach the broken one to the bumper that I plan on taking back to the junkyard. Due to the fact that this tab was broken off and this tab was broken off in my accident, I actually used this little sliver of broken piece to kind of hook on to the frame of the bumper so the whole thing holds on. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the fog light as well. Alright, so I went ahead last night and this morning, put everything back on. I did end up keeping the bottom bumper, and I used a heat gun to kind of bend some of the plastic back into shape. And so this is the final result. Obviously I kept the bumper because the other bumper didn't match. I got the new housing on there, the same fog lamp from Sea Light. I like those. I'm gonna go ahead and test all the lights, make sure they work, but as of now, everything is back together. So if you liked what you saw in this video, please give me a like, please subscribe and hit that bell icon in order to get the notification to see the next video when it comes out.